most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
If you got hip pain, you got to stop these 5 things or it'll never go away. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, these are things you really want to...
That's amazing, Bob.
You want to really stop doing these things because it can perpetuate the hip pain, even if you're doing the correct exercises and such.
Right. And you may just find one of these as just magic for you, or all of them are going to add up to it.
Right. By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, we're always giving something away except for today. Tomorrow we'll start on Sunday again, a new giveaway. Go to bobandbrad.com, and there you can find the giveaway under the giveaway section. It'll be also on Facebook. If you haven't subscribed to us there,
right.
It'll always be pinned to the top of the page. Want a short version of us, go to Twitter or Instagram. We got 60 seconds of Bob and Brad a day.
Say no more, Bob.
All right, the first one, Brad, is you don't want to sleep on a painful hip. And quite often people do this. I mean, you know, it's a habit. They've been spending their whole lives.
I'm going to see someone next week, 67 years old, and that's one of the things he told me. He says, I sleep on that side. I've always slept on it. I'm not sure what to do about it.
Yeah. So there's a couple things we want you to try. If you're sleeping on the hip and you're just, what you're trying to avoid is sleeping right on the point of the hip, as we call it.
Point.
So, yeah. I can show on a skeleton here.
Well, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
You know, some people aren't clear the hip is actually, it's down here.
Yeah, it's on the side. It's not in the front. It's not in the back. It's right here on the side. And look at the bone right there. That bony protuberance there.
And that's where your bursa is too, which is tender, or can be.
And some tendons. So you don't want to sleep right on the point. I'm going to tell you to go ahead and try to sleep more back here where you have the meaty part of the glutes, glute max. That'll take some of the stress.
Natural cushion there.
So instead of sleeping right on the point, which is right on the side, just roll over a little bit like this. Sometimes what you need to do is even put a pillow behind you to help support you, and just sleep a little bit more on the back, off the hip itself.
Yeah, I mean, if you have anything to do with nursing, you're very well aware of positioning like this with pillows.
Yeah, because people get skin breakdown over bony protuberances.
Right.
So we want to avoid putting pressure on those areas because the skin can break down.
But probably not have the pillow under your shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. Also, let's say the painful hip is on top. Well, in that case, you definitely want to put a pillow between the legs, because if it's on top like this, the hip is internally rotated and flexed a little bit.
That IT band's pulling a little bit, which stresses the hip.
So all this makes a big difference. I know with me, I was again having some little hip pain, and I would find myself laying on that side. I'm like, oh, got to get off of it.
Yeah.
So
you probably took your wife's pillow and put it between your knees.
No, I've got my own. I did learn after all these years. I've learned some things. Next thing, standing. The way you stand can make a big difference. A lot of people tend to put their weight on more than on one side. And sometimes over habit, they'll do it for years. So they'll be like this.
Won't even be aware of it.
Yeah, won't even be aware of it. And they're putting more pressure on that hip all the time. And that's causing that hip to jam. And you're getting more pressure on it.
Right.
A lot of women, too, or adults, or parents, I should say, will hold their child. And they'll hold their child and they'll go like this. They'll put the child kind of on their hip like this.
Yeah, it's a nice little shelf.
Yeah, a little shelf. And they'll hold it like this. And then, again, that's stressing that hip for a long period of time.
Right.
Or if you're a grandparent, maybe, I don't know, do you hold your kids like that?
Well, yeah, I move them around, though. I'm aware of it, Bob.
Yeah, you're aware of it. Okay.
Sometimes I do the thing where you throw them up in the air. They love that.
If you're on concrete floors, you want to use a cushioned insert. That can make a big difference, too.
Or a cushion insert in your shoe, or, a mat.
Right.
A floor mat. It makes a big difference.
Very good point. I think when you're standing for a long time, to get a little bit of what we call synovial fluid in the hip, it's not the worst thing to even do a little bit of marching in place.
Yep.
To
get some of that movement going. I got the stool right in front of me. This is one of those things where if you do have a chair, a stool, or a step, or like when you're doing dishes,
Yep.
open up that bottom cupboard, and this works for back pain too, and just alternate every few minutes.
Exactly. And it takes pressure off the hip.
Yep.
And that. Number 3, sitting too much, especially when your knees are higher than your hips.
Yes.
Brad's going to show an exaggerated version of this because you probably wouldn't sit this low, but you're really jamming the hips when you're in this position.
So my knee's way here, my hip is here. We got a really flexed hip and a lot of pressure. And this is also hard on your low back as well. So avoid this for a couple of reasons.
Right. So the same with crouching. If you're crouching down like that,
Yeah.
it would be the same thing
Yep.
like that. I would also say if you drive a lot or if you sit a lot in the office a lot, take frequent breaks
Right.
and just do a short walk. It doesn't have to be very long, but I'm sure you're finding already if you have a sore hip, if you drive for a while, you get up, it's even stiffer and sore yet.
Yeah, those first few steps are like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so if you are planning a trip,
Right.
plan in
stops.
where you're going to take actual walk, not just to the restroom, but actual,
Right.
take a few minutes and walk a distance. And
Very good
back.
point. All right. The next, I have 2 more. Yeah, walking incorrect. Brad's never so sure about this one, but if you're taking long strides and striking on your heel
Right.
first, the force is going up into the hip and causing more forces on the hip, but it also causes the hip bone, believe it or not, to move forward a little bit in the socket.
Sure.
And that can cause pinching, just like a impingement that
Sure.
can happen at your
Yep.
shoulder. So what we want you to do is just shorten your stride a little bit, and when you don't hit on your heel, try to hit on the flat of the foot.
Right.
That's all we're, just take little shorter steps and hit on the flat of the foot instead of going like this. So you don't want to be the soldier. Is that
Yeah,
how they
like the
did it?
little soldiers, those little marked, they crank them up.
Oh yeah,
little-
the wind-up soldier.
Yeah, the little
Yeah.
Christmas ones.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay, number 5. You want to try to decrease the weight bearing on the hip, especially when it's flared up,
yeah.
because pain tends to flare up and then it can calm down again. So you want to avoid stairs. You want to avoid hills.
Particularly, up
things are
and down,
yep.
or even walking on the side, uneven surfaces, all stress the hip quite a bit
The
more.
other thing we're going to recommend, quite often it helps, not saying that you need a permanent thing, but to use a cane.
There you go.
A lot of times if you can use a cane just even for, maybe even at home.
Sure.
Just, not necessarily in public, but it'll calm things down. And
So if you have the left painful hip, it should be in the right side.
exactly.
We're not going to go through the details on how to use them, but if you Google Bob and Brad, how to use a cane properly, we have a really nice video how to adjust the cane and the sequencing so it takes the pressure off the hip.
Right. There we go. Those are the 5 things. Give them a shot and let us know in the comments below whether or not we know what we're talking about.
Well, Bob, they've been doing wonderful with us. Yeah, commenting, I've been feeling so good reading
You feeling the
those.
love, huh, Brad?
Oh, yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Oh, wait. What was that?
One more.
We forgot to mention
Wait,
the book.
there's one more thing.
Did we mention the book?
I don't think so.
Did we
Mike?
mention- No, we did.
No, this is...
McKenzie method, it talks about everything we talked about in here, but it also goes over exercises you should do.
Right.
So,
And the McKenzie books, they're self-help, specific for the layperson, and I think they're probably one of the best written books for the
yeah,
layperson.
exactly.
Right.
It's Treat Your Own Hip by Robin McKenzie.
Yep.
I mean, big fan of his. He's passed, but he was the man.
Yeah, he's made a major influence.
Thanks.
Kind of like us. The way Mike laughs.